Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Adventures in the Forgotten Realm draft. Let's see. So 2 mana 3/2 enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature dealt damage by white dies, make a tapped 2/2 zombie creature token and exile that card. Well, I am going to take the rare because that is an aggressively costed zombie creature, and I am a sucker for zombies. Kind of sad to be passing Grim Wanderer and Grim Bounty and even Barbarian class in this pack, but gonna take the rare. Let's see. So, in this pack, there's a Goblin Morningstar, a Portable Hole, Deadly Dispute, Faraday's Fireball, Improvised Weaponry. Now, normally I would consider taking something like Portable Hole, because Portable Hole is extremely undercosted removal, and Black-White Adventure is kind of a really strong theme in Black and White. Like it seems like a decent enough strategy. And I know I just drafted Black Red, but I think I'm going to take Improvised Weaponry because this card seems really strong. Just unconditional 2 damage to any target, make a treasure. Treasures matter quite a bit, and the fact that your removal can kind of like ramp you a little bit, even temporarily, just seems really strong. So I'm going to take that. Let's see, Dungeon Crawler. Enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever you complete a dungeon, you may return it from your graveyard to your hand. It is a 1 mana 2/1. I kind of like the strength of the zombies in this set, and I think that a 1 mana 2/1's probably worth it. Delver's Torch. Whenever equipped creature gets 1/1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, venture into the dungeon. Kind of sad to pass Precipitous Drop, but I think I want the zombie here. It's not amazing, but it does seem good. So, critical hit. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Whenever you roll a natural 20, return critical hit from your graveyard to your hand. So this is a 2 mana instant speed assault strobe that you have a 5% chance whenever you roll a die of picking it back up again. I like it. I also like Fate's Reversal. I think the card is strong, but I'm going to take Plundering Barbarian. This is very quickly becoming a favorite card of mine in this format, because I think there's a lot of strong artifacts in this format, which the Smelt mode is good against, and worst case scenario, it's never dead because it can give you a treasure. I really like the Yuan Ti Fangblade as well, but I think Plundering Barbarian's the pick here. Okay. In this pack, we've got Warlock class, which is the beginning of your end step. If a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. When this class becomes level 2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 in your hand and the rest in your grave. And at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. That does seem kind of strong. Like a pretty decent value for 1 mana. It's like the alternative is to take something like Minimus Containment, which I kind of wish I had taken the white cards, because I've seen a few great white cards coming around. I could also take Horde Robber, which is another decent creature that can just make treasures if it connects. Let's take the Warlock class. It kind of cantrips a little bit. So in this pack, there's a Goblin Javelineer, and there's a Zombie Ogre. I really like this Ogre. This Ogre seemed very good, especially for a common. And I've got the feeling that a lot of our creatures are going to be dying even on our own turn if we're being aggressive. Like, Dungeon Crawler and Zombie Ogre seem sweet, because, like, you can kind of attack with Reckless Abandon with this. So, we're going to take the Ogre. I would say this is probably one of the best black commons in the set. So many Fates Reversals. Maybe we should take the Fates Reversal. I like Plundering Barbarian a lot, but I'm getting the feeling that we should be trying to do a lot more adventuring than I've been picking. Yeah, I'm going to take the Fates Reversal this time. The Barbarian's so good, though. Sellsword and Javelineer are also good, but we'll take the Reversal. Let's see, Thieves' Tools. When it enters the battlefield, make a treasure. Equipped creature can't be blocked as long as its power is 3 or less. That actually seems really good. Otherwise, we can take a 1 red mana, venture into a dungeon, put a 1/1 counter on something. I'll take Kick in the Door. Okay, Dueling Rapier is pretty fantastic. It's one of the best red commons, I think, by far. It just represents a lot of damage. There's a lot of equipment synergy. Wow, red and black exclusively coming around here. Deadly Dispute is 2 mana, draw 2 cards if I sack a treasure, which is pretty good because it gives a treasure back. I think I'm going to take Faraday's Fireball because it's instant speed removal. The Sellsword would be also, I think, a fine pick. Sepulchre Ghoul. Sack a creature, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Otherwise, we take the Javelineer. Javelineer is by far more aggressive, but Sepulchre Ghoul gives us a sack outlet, which I kind of like. I'm going to take the Ghoul. Second Sepulchre Ghoul, a critical hit or a Fate's Reversal. We have a lot of cheap creatures. I kind of want to take Fate's Reversal and just do like a ton of adventuring. I'll take Leather Armor. It is a 0 equip, so Spare Dagger's fine, and another Javelineer. And a Javelineer, because I didn't take the other one. Alright, pack 2. What do we got? Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. Other goblins you control get 1/1. Red tap deals damage equal to the number of goblins that entered the battlefield this turn to any target. In the uncommon slot, there's Rust Monster, which is a 3-mana 2/1 first strike, or Red Dragon, which is a 6-mana 4/4 flyer that deals damage to our opponent. Now, Red Dragon does give us a lot of reach, but if I take this Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, we can actually start picking a lot more goblins, potentially. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bandit Lord. Hand of Vecna. I think this card is really strong. We had trouble answering this. I didn't even realize you could equip it with just by paying mana. We had trouble answering this and creatures it was attached to. So I'm going to take this because it seems strong. Battlecry Goblin. Goblins you control get 1/0 and gain haste until end of turn. Pack Tactics. If you attack with creatures of power 6 or greater this turn, make a 1/1 red goblin token that's tapped and attacking. Yeah, I'll take that. We got a Goblin Lord. We got another Goblin. Seems good. Another Dungeon Crawler. A Clattering Skeletons. Or another Faraday's Fireball. Clattering Skeletons seems really good. On the other hand, Dungeon Crawler is very aggressive. With some late game potential. I think I'm going to take the Crawler. I think Clattering Skeletons might actually be stronger if you already have one Crawler. Cleric class. I like Magic Missile. Feign Death also would not be bad with the types of creatures and stuff we're playing, but Magic Missile is really good removal. There's a lot of X2s and X1s, so like this frequently becomes a 2-for-1 just by itself. Occasionally it can also just act as reach. There's another Plundering Barbarian, which I do love me a Plundering Barbarian. I think that card is excellent. I've already said that this draft, but I'll say it again. The Black Staff of Waterdeep. Another non-token artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature for as long as this remains tapped. So this, as long as you have this and you pay 2 mana and tap it, you can turn a treasure into a 4/4 artifact. That's not bad. Kick in the door, definitely where we're going with this, though. This is a really aggressive thing, provided you have any cheap creatures. It's just 1 mana, 1/1. It gains haste. So it's good for, like, top-decked creatures and stuff, and you venture. I really like Kick in the Door. Let's see. Price of Loyalty. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste. If mana from a treasure was spent to cast this, the creature gains +2/+0. We have Sepulchre Ghoul, so, like... And we've seen a few of them going around. I think we take the Threaten effect. That's something that I think our last black-red deck was missing. Let's see... Oswald Fiddlebender. Sack an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed. Oh, so it's Birthing Pod for artifacts. That's pretty strong. Glad to see that they're printing good and interesting white cards. I'm going to take an Armory Veteran because the Menace, if we can get a couple of these other cheap artifacts, is going to be really strong. I will take the Goblin because Goblin Synergy. Rust Monster's nice, but I think this is better. Boots of Speed I'm happy to take for the equipment synergies that we got with like Armory Veteran and stuff. Another Armory Veteran, definitely taking it. I guess I'd take a Paladin Shield for the sideboard. Not that we're playing white in any respect here, but put a Mimic in the sideboard and Forest. Okay, pack 3. What do we get? Hopefully a good on-color rare. Let's go. I think we could probably do with some more removal. I would not mind more Dueling Rapiers. Sorcerer class. There is a Reaper Talisman. I think we take Hobgoblin Captain. It's a goblin that synergizes with our Goblin Lord. And it's a very strong attacker. Yeah, we're doing that. Let's see. So there's another improvised weaponry, which I really like. Another Dueling Rapier, which I really want. And this is a Trumpet Blast or an instant speed Goblin Generator. I think we have to take this because it's an uncommon, and it does synergize quite well with what we're doing. It's like we can go wide and we can Trumpet Blast to just kill them early. Or late game we can synergize with the Bandit Lord, or let's see. Brazen Dwarf, 2 mana 1/3. Whenever you roll a die, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. We don't really roll that many dice for basically any reason. I don't think I'm playing 3 Fates Reversal. I would if I was playing a slower deck. I'm going to take the Sepulchre Ghoul because of the price of loyalty that we have. I think that's a good synergy. It's also just another aggressive creature. Another Armory Veteran, another Kick in the Door, or a Vampire Spawn, or Iron Golem. I mean, Iron Golem seems like some pretty decent top end, but I think I just want Armory Veteran because the like equipment ball deck that we played against was pretty crazy. And we have some pretty good equipment. Okay, so let's see. There's a Herald of Hadar, a Chaos Channeler, and a Swarming Goblins. When it enters the battlefield, roll a d20. 1 to 9, create a Goblin. 10 to 19, create 2. And 20, create 3. Chaos Channeler, I think, is stronger than Swarming Goblins for us, and we don't have any 4-drops. Like, this makes it okay to kind of run out of cards, because if this sticks around and attacks once, we get at least 1 card out of it. Another Goblin Joblineer, another Price of Loyalty. I think I'm taking the Price of Loyalty here, just because we do have a couple of sack outlets. I'm pretty fine with a Clattering Skeletons. Another Hobgoblin Captain is great. This deck is stacked. We're definitely playing aggro, that's for sure. We have a lot of strong, cheap creatures. I could have had a really strong, like, red-white deck or black-white deck. Put Ingenious Smith in the sideboard, I guess. Dueling Rapier came all the way around, and I'm happy to see it. I guess I will take Fate's Reversal. Great Axe is, we'll call it difficult to equip. Kick in the Door, happy to see it. I guess I'll take a Leather Armor. Okay, so let's group creatures separately and see what we're dealing with here. I don't think we're playing the Warlock class. I think at most we're playing 1 Leather Armor. At most we're probably playing 1 Fate's Reversal because we have a lot of creatures, and I don't think we need to be recycling the ones that we have all that much. You see a pair of goblins, I'm going to treat as a creature first. Faraday's Fireball actually seems more expensive than I want to play. Price of Loyalty, I want to play 2 as long as I have 2 Sepulchre Ghouls, because being able to sack your opponent's creature is very strong. We have a lot of good pack tactic stuff. I have a lot of good armor. Like, I'm pretty happy with like the Armory Veterans. It really seems like I should just be cutting top end because we're going to be pretty explosive on the low side. Dungeon Crawler does get a lot worse because we're not venturing all that much. In fact, I might even be able to just like cut black. What happens if I cut black? What does that look like? I'm not 100% convinced that this would be good, but like I just want to look at it really quick. So we have 12 creatures if I cut black. That's not quite enough. And the Sepulchre Ghouls basically have to stay. I would be playing the white because it's a good rare. Probably Dungeon Crawler because it is aggressive. At least 1. Okay, I'm wondering if between 2 Dueling Rapiers and a Boots of Speed, we don't need like Spare Dagger or Leather Armor. That leaves me with 4 pieces of equipment. That's, I think, a little bit less than I want, given that I have Armory Veteran. So I think I would play 1 Leather Armor. Now I have to cut 4 cards. But what the heck do I cut? Oh, these venture, actually. Kick in the Door ventures into the dungeon. I did not realize that. We can bring in Faraday's Fireball if we need more, like, top-end removal. My instinct says I need to be cutting stuff from the 2-drop slot. But I also want to remain very aggressive. With as cheap as my deck is, it's possible that Hand of Vecna is not actually that strong. How many goblins do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goblin creatures. This is the worst. Like, it kind of sucks when whatever you decided to draft like starts getting cut and you barely get enough cards to make a deck. But I actually struggle more when I have too many cards for my strategy and cannot easily make a deck. I have to cut 4 cards, and I think the majority of them need to be non-creatures if I'm going to cut them. So this is 1 mana venture and get a 1/1 counter. I'm going to try without Dungeon Crawler. We don't actually have that much red requirement. We have 3 spells that are double red. So like our mana should be relatively easy. I'll cut the Dungeon Crawler. I'll cut 1 Kick in the Door. So we have 15 creatures and 11 non-creatures. I need to cut 2 cards, or 1 card and run 41, which I'm tempted to do because I have no idea what to cut. I don't know what's going to make the best deck. The good news is, based on whatever happens versus our opponent, if we need to go deeper into the mid game, we have Zombie Ogre, Clattering Skeleton, Faraday's Fireball. I can play Fate's Reversal to buy back good creatures. Maybe I only play 1 Javelineer? Because it would be better to lead on something like Leather Armor, I think, for this deck, rather than Javelineer, simply because of Armory Veteran. But I don't know. Yeah, let's play only 1 Javelineer. And I'm going to run 41 cards because I have no idea what I can cut here. I'm going to play 5 Swamps and 11 Mountains. 5 Swamps is probably slightly more than I need, but... Alright, let's try it. I'll see you guys in round 1. Alright. We are on the play, and I am going to keep this. We're probably going to lead on white. Play a mountain, pass the turn. We do have double red, so we can play Chaos Channeler, provided we draw 1 land of any kind. Okay, that kick in the door is actually amazing, because what it means is we can play Hobgoblin Captain or Sepulchre Ghoul and give it haste. Opponent plays a land and passes. Actually, we can play Battlecry Goblin and get the Pack Tactics triggered there. Let's go for, I think, Fandelver. So we get to Scry. Hand of Vecna. I think I will keep. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Pack Tactics trigger, get a 1/1. And opponent scoops. Wow. That was crazy. Man, kicking the door on a 2-drop is just awesome. I'm not going to make any adjustments. We're just going to run this back and see what happens. Alright. Yeah, we'll keep this. 1 land gets us to a lot of good stuff. We draw Hand of Vecna, play Goblin Javelineer, hit them for 1. Opponent plays a Plains into a Battlecry Goblin, play a Mountain, go to combat, attack for 1. Opponent no blocks, so Dueling Rapier, hit them for 3, pass the turn. Opponent untaps, plays a Plains, plays an Armory Veteran, and attacks for 2. We untap and draw Price of Loyalty. So Improvised Weapon, kill Armory Veteran, go to combat, hit them for 3. Now Price of Loyalty, we can spend the treasure mana, take the Battlecry Goblin, and get a token off of our opponent's own Goblin creature. And if we draw a land, we can act... Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh, opponent, you may have just killed yourself. So if I steal this... Oh, if I drew a land, I could Anthem my guys, but... Yeah, take your guy, go to combat, hit you for a ton. They go to 3. What is this deck? What are we doing to people? They're at 3. It's turn 5. This is limited. We have options still. We're not even out of cards. Opponent plays a Dwarf Hold Champion. We untap. We draw, you see a pair of goblins. Well, Price of Loyalty. Go to combat. Swing for a zillion. That's not... We didn't even get over 3 mana. Red is broken. We don't even need to be playing black. We just need to draft mono red every game. I now understand how to grind this format. I'll see you guys in round 2. Alright, we're on the play for round 2. And I'm going to mulligan because we don't have 2 lands. This I will keep. This is a pretty good curve. Put a mountain back. Lead on Mountain Leather Armor. Pass the turn. Opponent leads on an island. We draw Armory Veteran. So play a Swamp. Play the Veteran. Suit up. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. We draw Hobgoblin Captain. Play a Mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Play Battlecry Goblin. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island and passes. We untap and draw Sepulchre Ghoul. Go to combat. Opponent is going to Scion of Stygia, which gets countered by Armory Veteran. Oh, that's fair. Opponent didn't read, so attack for 2. Play Hobgoblin Captain. Is there a creature I want to protect out of this set more than the others? I think just keeping the equipment on Armory Veteran's correct. Opponent plays a Swamp. They play a Genie Windseer. Then they pass. We untap and draw Dueling Rapier. So, go to combat. Attack with everybody. Pack Tactics. First strike. Get a 1/1. Pump the team. See how they block. Opponent is going to trade there. So let's put a Dueling Rapier here. Hit our opponent for 10. At least past the turn. They're at 6. And we have a Trumpet Blast and 3 creatures. Opponent plays a swamp. You know, I thought this format was going to be slow with all the venturing and 5-mana removal and Acerak that you can't actually play until you dungeon delve at least 3 times. And opponent plays an Eccentric Apprentice, ventures into the dungeon. I think they're dead. I think if we attack and we Trumpet Blast, if my opponent does not have the Disperse or Power Word Kill, they lose. Because if they don't block Armory Veteran, Trumpet Blast kills them. And if they block our other 2 creatures and they don't have removal, Trumpet Blast kills them. Alright. And we draw Dueling Rapier. So, go to combat. Swing out. No! This has Ward! They actually can't remove it. They would have to disperse a Dueling Rapier. Alright, they double block. That's fine. Trumpet Blast? You see a pair of goblins and we charge them? Or like our opponent sees a pair of goblins that are charging them? Oh my god. This deck is crazy. I should probably be playing Kick in the Door, to be honest. I should be playing the other one. And we're never even going to get to this creature. Okay, run it back. And we're not even playing our most aggressive... Like, we have dungeon crawlers and stuff we could be playing. Alright. I think this is our worst hand yet. It's still not even that bad. I think I'm going to mulligan. I think the mulligan was worth it, too. So we're going to put back, I think you see a pair of goblins, and we're going to keep Magic Missile and Price of Loyalty, because I think those are higher power removal for us. The Trumpet Blast also seems less good with this particular hand, I guess. And I mean, we're still drawing a card, so... The only way this hand gets better is if we draw, like, Boots of Speed. Yep. Past the turn. I guess Leather Armor might technically have been better, but it's pretty brutal. Opponent plays a Cridle of Baldur's Gate. Play a Swamp. Play Hobgoblin Captain. If we can draw any land and play Battlecry Goblin and equip it, this game is going to be over in a hurry. I honestly think this card should have costed like red-white. Opponent attacks for 1. I don't think they are paying the mana. They think I would block this? Okay, we lose a life, mill a card, then they gain a life and scry 1. We mill a 3-drop, which isn't a land, so that actually helps. They play an island, we untap. We draw Dueling Rapier. Okay. We need to play a creature and build the board, but we're going to attack first. My opponent might have the tap spell. They do not. So they take 3, play Battlecry Goblin, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Soul Knife Spy and passes. We draw Improvised Weaponry. Oh, man. Let's equip. Go to combat. Attack and get the Pack Tactics triggers. So give that guy first strike, make a token, and if my opponent wants to get like sneaky with their blocks, we can actually just completely blow them out here with Dueling Rapier. So stick the Rapier here so they lose all their guys. They're going to feign death. Okay? That was probably the best case scenario for them. So what we need to do is draw a... we need to draw mana. Because if we draw mana, we can play Armory Veteran and immediately give it haste. Opponent hits us with Cridle. They milled a Price of Loyalty. We untap. We draw another Armory Veteran. So, go to combat. Opponent Scion of Stygia. Okay. They tap it. They got the Frost. That's pretty good for them. Play Armory Veteran. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We still need mana. We've milled 3 non-land cards, so... I think we're actually getting unlucky, and we're still in this game. Opponent attacks for 4, no blocks. Okay, we go to 11. Opponent gains 1. They mill a Swamp. That is unfortunate. They play a Genie Windseer. We untap. We draw a Javelineer. I think we're going to concede. We needed to draw a land in like 5 turns, and we just didn't. Which is unfortunate, but like that hand would have been absolutely unbeatable if we did. So run it back. Alright, game 3 and we're on the play. We got a 1-drop, a Leather Armor, Magic Missile we can cast, and we're 1 land away from Chaos Channeler. This hand is not overtly powerful, but we still have the opportunities for very powerful top decks. And we do get the damage started early with the Javelineer. Play Javelineer. Go to combat, hit him for 1. Opponent plays a Swamp. We draw a Mountain. Play a Mountain. Play Leather Armor. Suit up. Hit him for 1. Okay, opponent untaps. Opponent plays an island into a Horde Robber. Play a Swamp. Magic Missile. I don't want my opponent ramping. Hit them for 1. They go to 17. Opponent plays an Eccentric Apprentice. They get to venture. We untap. Kind of taken or drawn too many lands here. Go to combat, attack for 1. Opponent blocks, so we trade. Play Chaos Channeler. Then we'll give him some leather armor. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a swamp. Plays Krydle. We untap. We draw improvised weaponry. Play a mountain. Go to combat. And let's see how lucky we can get. Attack. Roll a d20. I shouldn't have played the mountain, I guess. Opponent is blocking, so they must have their Feign Death. Oh, they're going to block and Deadly Dispute. Okay. I'm okay with that. Pass the turn. Opponent is going to Charmed Sleep. They pay for the ward. That is unfortunate. Let's get a good top deck here. Hobgoblin Captain. Play him. Move the armor over. And I'm going to play a mountain just in case of Demogorgon's clutches. I don't think my opponent would play a Mind Rot versus our deck, but it is possible. I think we kept an okay hand, and we've kind of been top decking poorly. And it really sucks that our opponent was able to disable our card advantage engine here. We don't have any real mana dumps, and the longer this game goes, the less likely it is that we'll win. We draw white, go to combat. Opponent must have a Scion of Stygia. Okay. They have you see a guard approach, tapping our guy. Okay. So pass to second main, play a white. Opponent has a counter spell. Okay. That is unfortunate. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a land. Then they pass. We untap. We draw Hand of Vecna. Play it. Pay 1 life to equip. Go to combat. It gets bigger. I'm keeping the improvised weaponry in hand in case my opponent does have like a Scion of Stygia. And that's why I paid the life rather than the mana to equip. Basically threatening that I have a combat trick of some kind. Opponent has a Shocking Grasp, so they can shrink the creature a little bit and then draw a card. They take 2. Then we pass. They untap. They play a Silver Raven, which lets them scry. Then they cast a Tasha's Hideous Laughter, exiling 16 cards. Jeebus. Okay, that sucks. Improvised weaponry. I'm not sure we have too much value left in our deck, because there's a bunch of our best cards. Opponent Feign Death, so they get to scry. That is unfortunate. Especially because now I'm going to have to hold a card in hand the next time I want to attack. Because Hand of Vecna doesn't do anything right now. We are also on a 10-turn clock, regardless of damage. So we kind of have to hope our opponent bricks a little bit. They only have 1 card left, and they did get to scry. Opponent plays a Rogue class. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that library face down. So they're going to start milling us. We're on a 5-turn clock. Oh no. They won't get to play the cards until way later. They can level up using some of their mana, but what do we have left that we could draw? There's not a lot. I would not mind. Price of Loyalty would put them on a short clock. We draw a swamp. Okay, I'm just going to hold the lands in hand at this point to make Hobgoblin Captain bigger. Probably should have done that with the last swamp, actually. Opponent has Power Word Kill? Oh, no. Oh, I think we're screwed. I don't know that we have enough creatures left to do anything about this. And we're on a 4-turn clock. They level up Rogue class to give their guy Menace. They attack us for 2. We take 2, they exile a card from the top of our deck. We don't even know what they're exiling is the problem. Oh no, and now we're flooding! Oh, that's such horse crap. Well, I kind of kept a bad hand, I guess. And we lost to a rare mill spell? Opponent can now start casting our cards. Which basically means this game is over. Because we needed to top deck nothing but gas, and it's been blanks for 2 turns. I don't think I have any haste creatures. And my opponent playing our ghoul is bad. That's a game loss. Unfortunate. That definitely should have been a win. I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, we got a mulligan. We need a little more action than that. This is in theory fine. I think this is almost the exact hand we kept last time. We're on the draw, so if we top deck some good stuff, well, then we top deck some good stuff. Opponent leads on a plains. We draw Plundering Barbarian, which is not bad. Play Javelineer, hit them for 1. Plundering Barbarian can at least create mana that we could use to kick in the door if we had to. Opponent plays a Dragon's Disciple, revealing a dragon. We draw Armory Veteran. So play the Veteran. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent plays a Delver's Torch. So I am going to actually smelt that using Plundering Barbarian. Destroy the Torch. Pass the turn. That 2/4 is a pretty good stone wall here. I'm hoping I draw an equipment. There it is. Play a Swamp. I'm going to wait and see if I can't draw another land next turn, so that I can play Chaos Channeler and get in with it immediately. Hit our opponent for 4, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain. They're 3 colors. They play Plundering Barbarian, so they can destroy our Dueling Rapier. Unless they need treasure for a much bigger threat, but that makes the most sense to me. Okay, kind of hoping for a land. Dueling Rapier is okay-ish. Okay, go to combat. Attack with everybody. Yeah, that doesn't have Menace by itself. Opponent blocks and blocks. Let's Dueling Rapier so that we trade. Opponent takes 1. Pass the turn. Adult Gold Dragon is pretty bad for us, though. Okay, they don't have it. We draw another kick in the door. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Maybe equipping there was the play, but I've held out for this Chaos Channeler long enough. We need to get it down. If my opponent spends their entire turn casting a dragon and attacking, I'm okay with that, because the Channeler should be able to offset whatever it does. They play the dragon. They attack. We go down to 16. They go up to 17. We untap. We draw You See a Pair of Goblins. So... Go to combat. Attack for 5. See what we roll. 2 mountains. Okay. Play a mountain. And I think we're going to go ahead and make some goblin tokens on our opponent's end step. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks for 4. We go down to 12. They go up to 16. They play a land. And they play a white dragon. So they can frost our wild magic channeler. So make some goblins. Untap. We draw a mountain. Play a mountain. We can get 2 layers deep in any dungeon. Let's equip here. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent takes 3, goes to 13. We pass to them. Opponent is playing 4 colors. They attack us for 8. We go to 4. They're up to 6 or 17. It's kind of unlikely that we kill them in any means, especially if they're playing more things. They play Find the Path. They get to Venture. They're going for Fandelver. If we could Venture 3 times, we could stop a dragon from attacking, but, like, we don't have removal that allows us to Venture, I don't think. When it plays You Find a Cursed Idol, they make a treasure and venture into the dungeon. So they can even make a goblin token to block. Yeah, I'm not sure how we get out of this. And drawing a mountain is not it. So go to combat. Swing with the team. Okay. I do want Faraday's Fireball, because I actually want a way to kill a dragon if I need to. And I'm going to go down, I think Hand of... Well, I do like the equipment. I still have 4 pieces of equipment without it, though. We'll go down Hand of Vecna. We dump our hand pretty frequently. The chances of us making a particularly huge creature is not that great. I would like to play first. No equipment, but we have Armory Veteran, Plundering Barbarian. Okay, I think we can keep this. 1 mana of any kind lets us cast everything in our hand. So lead on a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp. We draw Sepulchre Ghoul. Play Armory Veteran, pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. They're literally 5 colors. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Take them to 18. And let's go ahead and Plundering Barbarian make a treasure. Pass the turn. So opponent plays a Skullport Merchant. Enters the battlefield, make a treasure, sack a creature or treasure, draw a card. Okay. We draw leather armor. So play leather armor, equip, go to combat, attack, attack. Opponent blocks, takes 2, and we will improvise some weaponry, kill their guy, make another treasure, pass the turn. I'm hoping that my opponent stumbles on their own mana base, because they're playing 5 colors with just treasures to splash. Plundering Barbarian. They can either kill our treasure, or they can kill the leather armor. They make a treasure. Okay. Then they play a Plains. Then they play a Delver's Torch. We untap. We draw Kick in the Door. So play Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. Red, Kick in the Door. Kind of giving up on these Sepulchre Ghouls. Let's go to Fan Delver. Go Scrying. You see a pair of goblins I'm going to put on top. Go to combat. Attack here and here. Opponent no blocks. They go down to 11. Pass to our opponent's turn. They untap. They play You Happen Upon a Glade. I think getting basic lands? No, they bounce a permanent picking up Skullport Merchant. Okay. We untap. We draw You See a Pair of Goblins. Go to combat. Swing with the team. Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. Alright, Trumpet Blast. Kill their guys. They go to 7. It does suck because we lose the shock from Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. Opponent Deadly Disputes, sacking the Delver's Torch to draw 2 cards. They really need the treasures to support their mana base. I mean, if they play a creature and we top deck Price of Loyalty, they're done. Pretty much regardless of whatever the creature is. They play an Owlbear. Okay, they have a 4/4. We untap and draw Boots of Speed. Play Boots of Speed. Equip Armory Veteran. Go to combat. Get in for 3 with Menace. They go to 4. They untap. Then they play a White Dragon, Frosting Armory Veteran, and they have just enough mana to pay for the ward. Yeah, if we draw our Price of Loyalty, they lose, because we just take the White Dragon and hit them with it. So we untap, draw a mountain, play a mountain, pass the turn, opponent untaps, they play Evolving Wilds, they pass, we untap, draw a Goblin Javelineer, so we can shoot something for 1 with Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. So let's just do that and I think shoot our opponent for 1. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Evolving Wilds. For a forest, they untap. They play a land. They find the path, so they get to venture. Would not be surprised if they chose Dungeon of the Mad Mage so they could gain 1 life at the start. That's what they do. Then they play a Hill Giant Herd Gorger. They gain more life. They're up to 7. Then they pass. They're still dead to a Price of Loyalty. They attack us for 4. We go to 16. Untap. We draw Faraday's Fireball, which we are 1 mana away from casting. Pass the turn. That might give us the reach we need. They're swinging out. It's 11, 15 damage. I'm going to block here and take half my life total. It's possible I should have gone to 1. Okay. They play a Herd Gorger. We untap. We draw Dueling Rapier. I can hit them for 5, but I cannot kill them. Even if I'd kept the other one, I'd still be 2 damage short. So, alright. This result does not change my stance. Mono red is still definitely something you can draft in this format and have it be broken. Having the ability to know that now, I have a suspicion that I should just take dueling rapiers and probably even play like red white. I don't think red black is the way to go. I think red white, like equipment, cheap artifact, dueling rapier, kick in the door, is probably an absolutely crazy build, and I'm going to be trying that very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though the last few times I've been earlier. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this content. You're all wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, just wanted to give a shout out to my patrons for the month of July. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate your support. And if you want to have your guys' names show up in this list, there's a link to my Patreon in the description down below. Thank you all so much.